How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is having a great day today. Unfortunately, it looks like that um, the Gulf Coast is going to be in for a possible major strike of a Category 3 hurricane, Hurricane Delta, as we get into late Friday night or maybe early Saturday morning, just after midnight on Friday night. And unfortunately, I hate to bring you the news, but the models consensus of all the models that I look at, and there's probably 20 or 30 different models, they're all honing in on that same area that was impacted by major Hurricane Laura. Y'all do not need it out there, and I hope it dies out. But we're gonna go into some details on here. I appreciate y'all joining in today. How you doing, Gloria? How you doing, Mary? I'll get to some of y'all's questions in just a minute, but first of all, we're going to take a look at this here. We're going to take a look at where I think the latest track is going to be. We're going to take some of the latest wind gusts. You're going to have wind damage and power outages across much of the state of Louisiana, all the way into southern and especially southeastern Arkansas, into central and west central Mississippi, and maybe even a few power outages all the way up to northern Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, and to central part of Tennessee. It depends on exactly where Hurricane Delta tracks out there, but it looks like it's going to be a big one. It really, really does. So let's get started here. This is the latest European model 12Z model run. It has started. It was a little bit to the west, but it started to trend a little bit further to the east to more than consensus of the other models. And I do like this idea. The actual European model got this coming ashore around 958 millibars. That would be and should be a formidable Category 3 hurricane with winds right around 115 to 120 miles per hour along the Gulf Coast, with gusts even higher than that. And then the big question is, where does it track? Well, I think it takes a track. I think it hits basically almost maybe a little bit further to the east than Hurricane Laura did in southern Louisiana, southwestern Louisiana. And as it comes up into Louisiana, it's going to take a more of a turn to the north and northeast. So places may be right up on the center of circulation is right around Alexandria, Louisiana, Natchez, Mississippi. As we get into the day on Saturday, it looks like the center of low pressure, and this thing has still got a Category 1 hurricane pressure just to the south of Monroe, Louisiana, as we get into mid-morning on Saturday, 986 millibars. So we'll take a look at the winds in just a minute on here, but let me back it up just a little bit. But you can see the center of low pressure goes up into northeastern Louisiana and to extreme southeastern Arkansas. And then it goes up into Mississippi and northern Mississippi, and then up into, it's going to impact parts of northwestern Alabama and Tennessee. And what I want to take a look here next. I'm sorry about that. What I want to take a look here next is the possible wind speed. This is going to be the wind speed, the wind gust swath, the potential on here. Now, don't take this in stone. But right now, it does look like that we could see some major damage along the Gulf Coast of Louisiana with wind gusts as this comes in, wind gusts to 100, 125 miles per hour with some life-threatening storm surge on the order of 3 to 7 feet and maybe even as high as 11 feet in some areas down there. So if you got any friends or family in that area, or if you live in that area, go ahead and get prepared now. Because this is going to be a monster out in the Gulf of Mexico. It may get up to that Category 4 status again while it's in the central Gulf of Mexico, but hopefully that we'll have some a little bit more unfavorable conditions as the hurricane approaches the Louisiana Gulf Coast, and then maybe it will die down a little bit, maybe into a Category 3, low-end Category 3, maybe a Category 2, but still Category 2, low-end Category 3, it's not much difference there. Now, this is a high wind gust potential as we head throughout Friday night and today on Saturday. You can see we got wind gusts over 100 miles per hour in southern Louisiana. You got wind gusts up to 77 miles per hour for Alexandria, Louisiana. It's showing right now 77 miles per hour for Natchez, Mississippi. Right now, your wind gust is at 66 miles per hour for Monroe, Louisiana. 65 miles per hour wind gusts. This is the max wind speeds. This is going to be coming in. This is not going to be sustained winds. This is going to be when you get some of those squalls coming in, you'll get some wind. Some of that wind is going to be transferred down to the surface, and you'll get some of these big wind gusts. And those big wind gusts is what's going to be able to take down a lot of those trees. And then, of course, with trees coming down, you're going to have to worry about losing power. And unfortunately, when this system comes through, you're probably going to lose power for, if not a day, some places, because Hurricane Laura did weaken the infrastructure when it come through. A lot of these areas from southern Louisiana up into central Louisiana, northeastern Louisiana, extreme southern Arkansas into Mississippi. So this is going to cause, I think this is going to cause more power outages than Hurricane Laura did, just because the infrastructure is already weakened somewhat. So we'll see on there. But you got wind gusts all the way up. And I actually posted a graph about what I thought the wind speeds would be. This hurricane's going to be coming in pretty quickly, a pretty good clip off to the north and northeast. So you can see wind gusts to hurricane force gusts, not sustained winds, but all the way into northeastern Louisiana, maybe even around Jackson, Mississippi, just a little south of Jackson, over toward Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So just be prepared out there. So this is going to be a pretty quick hitter, but it's going to impact a lot of people out there. So just please be prepared out there. Get your gas, get a little money out of the bank. Make sure you got all your medications. Follow your local weather authorities and officials, the National Weather Service. Your local TV stations, radio stations will be giving out the tropical storm watches, warnings, hurricane watches. Over the next couple of days, you'll start to see those issued from the National Weather Service, the National Hurricane Center. What we're going to take a look at also is the precipitation. The total precipitation is going to be, pretty good. It's going to be a lot of rainfall and in a pretty short amount of time. I like what this European model printing out. It's printing out on the order of widespread 6 to 10 inches of rainfall from southwestern Louisiana up to central Louisiana, northern Louisiana, northeastern Louisiana. Even 5 to 8 inches of rainfall is going to be possible for southern and southeastern and eastern Arkansas, all the way up into northern Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, and to Tennessee, where you can see on the order of 3 to 6 inches of rainfall. Now, when we got all this rainfall coming down into Louisiana, into southern Arkansas, and into western Mississippi and northern Mississippi, you get wind gusts 30 to 50, 60 miles per hour. You're going to have a lot of tree damage, a lot of power outages out there. Hundreds of thousands of people will lose power during the storm unless the storm was to just fall apart. I don't see that happening, unfortunately. So just, maybe say a prayer, to maybe get this thing to weaken a little bit as it comes ashore late Friday night and early Saturday in southern and south central and southwestern part of Louisiana. Unfortunately, like I said, basically the same area where Hurricane Laura made landfall. This is not good news out there. I wish I could bring you different news. Hopefully, when we get this out of here, we won't have to deal with any more tropical systems. We can go ahead and turn our attention to what we all like best, and it's nothing like this catastrophic hurricane stuff, and that is winter weather. Just not the ice, snow, and hopefully this year, as 2020 is going, we'll be able to get a lot of snow for all y'all snow geese out there that really love to see the snow, and I will be the first to bring it to you out there. But I appreciate y'all joining in today, and y'all just be prepared out there, and we'll make it through this, and y'all have a great day, everyone.